Hey friends, let's unwind from work and untech our necks. Maybe you've been sitting in front of the computer for a little while and you're starting to feel your neck getting a little bit cranky. This class is for you. So not only are we going to be focusing on relieving some tension in the neck, but we're also going to be focusing on our breathing and some other small movements of the head, neck, and eyes that we can use to kind of turn the volume down on our stress level. So let's start with some breathing. You're going to bring your hands to the sides of your rib cage and take a few moments, just breathe with your hands there and feel. Notice what you feel. Now let's start to pay a little bit more attention to a few things. First of all, can you let your shoulders melt away from your ears? So you don't have to jam them down. Can you just soften? And can you keep the shoulders soft as you continue breathing? When you breathe in, can you feel your rib cage expanding outward, widening outward into your hands? And when you exhale, can you feel your rib cage kind of condensing, narrowing in towards your midline? Another thing to think about is the placement of your rib cage. Is your rib cage kind of shining forward and up? If so, can you encourage it to mellow down so that the opening of your rib cage stacks over the opening of your pelvis? And then continue with your breath. Soft shoulders, soft jaw, soft tongue. One more breath like this. Great. Keep your breath here in this area, but release your hands down. And now we're going to bring our attention to our eyes. So check in with your neck and head. Make sure that your chin is in line with your sternum or your breastbone. And we're going to keep the head here without turning the head or rotating through the neck. Just with the eyes, take your eyes as far to the left as you can. Look as far to the left as you can. And while you're looking to the left, notice if maybe one eye is doing a little bit more of the looking than the other. I know that's kind of a subtle thing. Can you really intentionally recruit both eyes to look? And then let your eyes track back to center. I actually had turned my head a little bit, I think. Now let's keep the head again in center and just look with the eyes over to the right, as far as you can go to the right without turning the neck. And again, maybe notice if your tendency is to look more with one eye than the other. Can you look through both eyes? Enjoy a breath. And then let your eyes track back to center. And again, keeping your head still, let's take the eyes up towards the ceiling. And again, notice if your tendency is to look with one eye more than the other. See if you can look through both. And bring your eyes back through center. And then look down now. So without moving your neck or head, just move your eyes down. Trying to look evenly through both eyes. And then bring your gaze back to center. Okay, whew. That always feels a little funny on my contacts. So now your gaze is pretty close range. I'm guessing you're looking at the screen potentially. Can you find a place beyond the screen? What is the farthest point in your room, or maybe you're near a window and you can look out a window? I would like for you to now try to look as far away as you can. So thankfully, I have a window a little bit behind the camera in the next room, and I'm looking out that window and I'm trying to see the farthest thing that I can see. This is a good looking break to build into your workday. The rule is 20-20-20. Every 20 minutes, look at least 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Okay, and then bring your focus back to the short range so you can look back at the screen. So now let's go ahead and come to the neck and the head. So maybe just tune in to your shoulders, circle your shoulders a little bit, see how they're feeling. Can you feel your shoulder blades moving on your back, or do they feel stuck? If they feel stuck, maybe you spend a little bit more time here. But if you can sense that your shoulder blades are moving pretty freely, then let's go ahead and move forward. So let your left arm dangle. Whether you're sitting in a chair or on the floor, just let your left arm dangle and bring your attention to your left shoulder. Kind of pump your shoulder up towards your ear and down again. So as you reach your shoulder blade down, you're gonna come to the point where you're just kind of relaxed, but then you're gonna pump down past relaxed. So we're pulling some tension here into the neck, between the shoulder and the ear. So again, just reaching the shoulder, left shoulder up to the ear, relaxing, but then pulling down past relax. And just go like that a few times. Great. And now come to that down position. So you're really actively moving the left shoulder blade and the shoulder joint down away from the ear. And then from here, you're going to go ahead and tuck your chin a bit and lift up through the crown of your head. Okay, so give yourself a cute little extra chin and reach up through the crown of your head. Okay. I also like to imagine I'm holding an invisible grapefruit in between my chin and my chest. So I'm going to keep this position of my neck and head. I'm still reaching down through my left shoulder, and I'm going to bring my right ear to my right shoulder. Okay, so you're just going to go to where is comfortable for you. You don't really have to crank it. And obviously you don't have to get your ear all the way over to the shoulder. You're just moving it closer. Hopefully feeling some stretch sensation here on the left side of the neck. And now we're gonna pump this left shoulder again. So let your left shoulder blade come up to a relaxed position. And then again, you're gonna reach down and relax, down and relax. So your right ear is still moving towards your right shoulder, and you can feel that when your left shoulder moves up, you're kind of giving slack to these muscles here. Okay. Now pump the shoulder blade down again, the shoulder joint down again. So we've got the tension, we've pulled it kind of taut, and you're gonna keep your head leaned over to the right, but start to take your head forward of your chest and behind your chest. So right ear comes in front of the right shoulder and behind the right shoulder. So there is a little bit of rotating here in the neck. And you can really take this as an opportunity to explore what movement would feel nice Keep reaching this shoulder down. You can play around with lifting your chin as you move. You can come back to holding your grapefruit. One more breath here. Great. Now first, relax this downward pull of your left shoulder. Great. And then if you want, you can use your right hand to help push your head up, or you can bring your head slowly back up to center. Full breath in and out. And now let's go over to the other side. I kind of feel like a giraffe on my left side only. So let's try to even that out a little bit. Take your right hand to dangle by your side, and we're just going to explore the range here of up and down through the right shoulder. So drawing the right shoulder up towards the ear, moving to that relaxed point, and then reaching down past relaxed and back up again. Just getting these tissues moving. A lot of the time when we are experiencing that crankiness in our neck and shoulders when we're working in front of the computer, if you pay attention, you've probably actually been stuck in the same position for a little while. So getting things moving again, the motion is going to be the lotion for your tissues. Okay, so go ahead and move your right shoulder to relaxed and then down. Okay, so you're really reaching down through the right fingertips, taking the right shoulder down away from the ear. Tuck your chin and lift up through the crown of your head. So you have your invisible grapefruit. Okay. And one thing I'm going to share to be aware of is because I have to be aware of it too. When I bring my head into this position, I always notice that my rib cage starts to lift. So I'm going to invite my rib cage to mellow so that I have that lovely space for that lateral breath that we already worked on. And I'm going to keep my rib cage mellow as I hold the grapefruit in between my chin and my chest. So reaching down through the right shoulder, bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. And you're just gonna stop where you feel the tension. You don't have to push past whatever end range you have today in this moment. Now, let's start that pumping action with the right shoulder. So you're gonna bring it back up to relaxed. So you're giving yourself that slack, and then reach back down, tightening, removing the slack, taking the slack out. And you're just gonna pulse your right shoulder up and down. And then reach down through the right shoulder. So your head is still angled to the side. Maybe come back to holding your grapefruit, and you're gonna start to take your head swivel forward and back. So your left ear comes in front of the shoulder and then back behind. Maybe there's some rotation going on in your neck. Maybe you play around with, how does it feel when I lift my chin? You get to be the scientist and the experiment here. So explore, notice what happens when I move a little bit differently. How does that change the sensation? Those are some things you can keep in mind in your internal dialogue. Now come back to holding your grapefruit if you've dropped it. And either use your left hand to help push your head back up, first relax your right shoulder. Then you can bring your head back up, right? Okay. If you need to fidget or change the way you're sitting, now would be a really great time. I'm going to do that. Okay, let's come back to that motion of having the grapefruit in between your chin and your chest. So again, mellow ribs, tuck your chin and lengthen up through the crown of your head. I'm gonna turn sideways so that you can see the difference. So when I just hang out normally, this is how my head looks. And then when I go to hold that grapefruit, I bring my chin in and I'm lifting up through the crown of my head. So it's also brought my head back over my body. Okay, so we're gonna keep this and add a little bit of pin and stretch and movement. So with the pin and stretch, this is a self-massage technique. You're gonna take one hand and put it up on your upper chest, just below your collarbones, okay? And then you can stack your other hand over it. And just the weight of your hands is gonna pin your tissues in place. And then we're gonna take out some slack. We're gonna add some drag. So without sliding over your skin or clothing, just pull your hands downward. And you should feel that you've kind of taken the slack out of your tissues, okay? Now you've got your head here holding your grapefruit. Now we're gonna move the head. We're gonna pulse the head straight back. So I'm gonna turn sideways again so you can see what that looks like. So I've got the pin and drag here. And we're just gonna keep the chin tucked, keep lengthening up through the crown of the head, and just pulse backward. One thing that helps me with this is to imagine that I have a leash and someone is kind of pulling the leash back. So small movement, big payoff. Okay, go ahead and relax. Hopefully you felt some activity in the muscles along your neck. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but with our head turned a bit. So tuck your chin, lift up through the crown of your head, say hello to your cute extra chin or chins, whatever is produced. So keep this here and then just turn your head to the left, any amount. Now, beware of turning your head so far that your chin lifts, okay? Just turn as far as you can while keeping your chin tucked. And then bring your hands to your upper chest because we're gonna pin and drag again. So pressing in and dragging the hands down without sliding over the skin or the clothing. And then you're gonna pulse your head backward again, but because your head's turned to the left, your head is gonna kind of move back into the right. Keeping the ribs mellow. Can you do this and relax your tongue? Let your tongue rest on the bottom of your mouth. One more here. And let's go ahead and relax. Turn back to center. Take a full breath in and out. Okay, come back to your head position. Hello, chins. Okay, and now you're gonna turn your head to the right, any amount. Pin with your hands at your upper chest, press in and drag down to take out the slack. And then again, we're gonna pulse the head back, but because your head is turned to the right, the pulse is gonna be moving your head back into the left. Last one. Great, relax. Bring your head back into center. Almost done. I'm gonna change my seat again. If you need to change your seat, please feel free. Okay, so finishing up here, one of our last movements to untech the neck. We're gonna come back to that pin and stretch, but the pin and drag, but we're gonna be stretching some of this right here at the front of your neck called your platysma. And you are gonna need to channel your inner Marlon Brando as the Godfather. So let's do it. So you're gonna bring your hands to your upper chest again, pin, and drag down without sliding over your skin or your clothing, and then lift your chin straight up. Okay, so you should feel like that all of the slack is taken out here from the front of your neck. And now, here's where we become the Godfather. You're gonna stick your bottom row of teeth forward. And if you wanna, do your favorite Godfather impression right now, now it's the best time. I couldn't resist, sorry. And now, so you have your bottom row of teeth reaching forward. See what it feels like to reach your bottom row of teeth forward and to the left. And then see what it feels like to shift your jaw to the right. And bring your jaw back to center. Let your teeth, your bottom jaw come back in. Bring your head back to center and release your hands. Okay, bring your hands back to the sides of your rib cage where we started. Okay, and relax your shoulders. So we're not jamming the shoulders down, they're just in that relaxed position, away from the ears. Rib cage is shining straight down onto the pelvis, and take a few breaths. I hope you feel like you can take a deeper breath, a fuller breath, a more satisfying and luxurious breath. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope your neck feels great. I hope you've turned the volume down on your stress level. You can come back to these movements throughout your workday when you feel your neck starting to get cranky and that tension starts to creep in. I'll see you next time.